Hi everyone, welcome to the Nurse Maggie YouTube channel. I'm excited to be back yet again. Thank you for your views, thank you for the subscriptions. We are back to discussing the topic which we started last week. That was healthy weight management. And as of today, we're going to get into the core of this topic. So what we'll be discussing today would be on hydration and its importance when it comes to a healthy weight management. So before we get going, there are two things that I would like to underline that are very important as long as we're talking about a healthy weight management. The very first would be about metabolism. What is metabolism? It is a word that is kind of complex. Everybody is talking about it, but do we have an understanding of it? In a simple way, metabolism, I have it written down here, is transforming the calories or stored energy that we have into usable energy. So in other words, simpler explanation is that when we eat food, anything that has calories in it, these calories are supposed to be energy for us to utilize these calories as energy for the things that we're supposed to be doing. But there is no way for us to access this energy, to access the energy that comes from the calories without using metabolism. So that is what metabolism is. It is like a way of converting the calories into usable energy. And asset or stored energy, because sometimes when we eat calories that is supposed to be energy for our activities and we do not use the energy, we do not use the calories, it is stored into our system. And these calories are stored, or the energy is stored in different forms. The highest is fat. So sometimes we are able to go get some of that energy which is in fat form, transform it by metabolism into usable energy so that we can carry out our daily activities. So let's do a rundown about hydration generally. Sorry, another thing I forgot. The second thing I would like to mention is that anytime we're going to talk about calories, think of calories as energy. Okay? It's a lot of nuances around calories, how many calories you need, and this, what gives you calories, what does not give which type of calories. All the calories put together. Calories from proteins, calories from sugar, calories from carbohydrate, which also falls under sugars. All of those calories, simple, complex, let us consider it as energy. Anytime we talk about calories, think of it as energy or potential energy, because we're going to need metabolism to be able to convert it into usable energy. So those are the two things that I would like to mention. Now, before we go any further, please, if you have any prior health complications when it comes to hydration or diet, it is very important to talk with your doctor to be able to get clearance and understanding before engaging, and even physical activity before engaging into any of these things we're going to discuss. Because some medications or some health conditions require a strict amount of maybe water, strict amount of calories, or what you can eat and what you cannot eat, and the activities which you can perform would be strict depending on your health conditions. So please do discuss with your doctor before anything, before engaging into any of this. So let's talk about fun facts when it comes to hydration. Okay, maybe most of us know already, it is determined that a human can live for 3 to 4 days maximum without water. Let me retake that. A human can live 3 to 4 days without water. But that same human can live for 21 days without food. So by this, we can already see the importance of water when it comes to survival, when it comes to health, when it comes to our body's functioning appropriately. Okay, second thing, the normal adult's body is supposed to be made up of about 60 to 69% of water. So, of everything that is in our system, the membranes, everything in our system, 60 to 69% of it is supposed to be water. That's the second fun fact. And for children, it's even higher. So that is why when we do not have sufficient fluids in our systems, our bodies do not function well. All right, let's talk about the importance of hydration. I'll go from the head and we'll do systems down so that we are organized, okay? The brain and the spinal cord, we have fluids around them to protect them, and the fluid is viscous, but it comes from hydration, from us drinking water, from us having water into our system. So the viscosity, the thickness of this fluid depends on whether we're well hydrated or we are not. And trust me that we want it to have enough water to be able to protect these systems, our brain and the spinal cord. Okay, let's go down. Respiration, including lungs. The membranes need to be moist enough for the transportation of air. Even with breathing, when you have a dry nose, you can already testify that it's very difficult to breathe. So we need fluids there. Our mouth, we need it to be moist. And how do we know that we are dehydrated most times? Our spit will become very thick and gooey. And also when somebody spits out, when they are not sufficiently hydrated, their spit is kind of foamy. You see it's like real foamy. And then you can tell that they are not properly hydrated. Coming down to the heart, let's talk about the fluid volume. We all need enough fluids in our system to be able to carry our blood cells. The blood cells and the fluids that transport them, they are separate components of the blood. So we need enough fluids in our blood to be able to transport these cells throughout our system. And when it comes to people that suffer from anemia, and when it comes to sickle cell patients, it is vital. It is very important. So now let's talk about the other systems. We have the liver, which processes foods and chemicals, like medication, processes alcohol and all those things. It needs fluids to be able to do its work well and to get what is important from these processes, and the rest of it has to be flushed out. This flushing out happens with fluids, with water. We come to the kidneys, down to the bladder. We need water to be able to flush out toxins from our system. Okay, now that is the last thing that we're going to mention will be about the bowels. How about moving our bowels? Even how about absorbing the nutrients from food? We do need water to facilitate this process. And if we're not drinking enough water, then we have a lot of waste material which is stored in our system because there is not enough water to be able to move it down appropriately as it's supposed to function. Okay, so basically that is the importance of water. If we want to look at other things, the hair, moisture for your hair, dry skin or moist skin, all of those things, they depend on our level of hydration. Okay, all right, so now when we talk about hydration, I would like us to specify that we're talking about water, because water, when we're talking about healthy weight management, is the most important hydration that we need. It is true that sodas, fruit juices and stuff like that, they do have some water in it. The bad part of it is that they are also loaded with sugar. They are loaded with sugar. So because of that, I generally would not recommend these things. Not to say that you cannot drink it, but if you're going to drink it, maybe you need a glass of juice once a week. Maybe just on special occasions, you feel like, okay, today you're really craving for orange juice, get a glass of it, but it should not be something that is every day because it is loaded with so much calories. And when we, since we're talking about fluids now, it is important to be able to know how to read the labels on the juices we buy, on any type of fluids. Unfortunately, beer bottles might not have these calories listed. Unfortunately, I checked some wines that we do have there. They are not listed, but this is information we need to find out: the specific wine you drink, the specific beer you drink. You need to find a way to get to know that one bottle of maybe 650 mLs of beer, how many calories are in it, so that you are aware of how many liquid calories you are consuming in a day. It is very important, because when we're talking about calories, it's not just about the food. It also includes every liquid calorie. If you're making tea 3-4 times a day, how many spoons of sugar are you putting in that tea? You need to know 1 spoon of sugar, how many calories it is. All these things add up to be able to determine if we're going to be in a healthy weight space or if we're going to be out of that space, either overweight or obese. All of these things are very important. Okay, now we also have some drinks that are generally that work contrary to hydration. Okay, and these are caffeinated drinks, coffee. It's also teas that have caffeine, because there are some green teas that do not have caffeine, or the amount is very minute. You also need to know that. But also all alcohol drinks, every single one of them, do dehydrate our system. What we want here is to be hydrated. We do not want to be dehydrated. So when you're drinking beer, you're drinking wine, you're drinking caffeinated tea, you're taking 6 cups of coffee in a day, you have to increase the amount of water you're drinking, because you are dehydrating your system and you need this water to function well You need this water to be able to facilitate a healthy weight for you. Now, what is the recommended amount of water to be taken per day? For many years, it has been 8 ounces of water, 8 of them, 8 ounces of water. I have a glass here. Right here is an 8 ounce of water. I measured it before this video. So this is 8 ounces of water, and they want you to get 8 of this in a day at least. I converted this amount into liters. It is at least 2 liters of water a day. All right, with that being said, I also watched a video where there is a young girl. She did this experiment on her own, and she took, during this time, every day she used to drink between 3.5 liters to 4 liters. She did not change anything else. The only thing she changed in her routine was the amount of water she drank. And in a single week, every single week, during that time she did this personal research, she lost about 3 pounds without changing anything else, just drinking more water. I'm not sure how much water she was drinking before then. So when I watched this video, I tried it that same week. It was amazing how much weight I lost doing what I do. But I was very mindful of the fact that I needed to drink. I refilled and drank and refilled and drank. Okay, so that is how important water is when it comes to metabolism, weight loss, metabolism, healthy weight management. Now, the ways that we lose water. We have 3 main ways that we lose water. The very first way is by urine. The second way is by sweat. The third way is by breathing. The air we send out, it comes out with some moisture. That is why when you breathe against a glass, you're able to see like there is some vapor, because the air comes out with some moisture. But the highest way is through urine. So those are the ways which through which we do lose water from our system. Apart from that, and the amount of water we drink a day depends on the seasons, you know, because during winter, except you really dress too warm and your environment is too hot, we really don't sweat that much. And in summer, when you're outside and you're sweating, you know that you would need more to drink more water. Maybe you have to go beyond 3 liters a day. Maybe you have to go beyond 4 liters a day, depending on your activities again and the season. Okay, and with diet, you know, if you're somebody who eats salty food a lot, you know that you have to increase the amount of water, because you need to be flushing out some of that salt. So the best way to keep track of how much water we drink, I've seen a lot of people who did this and they are successful at it because they are able to keep proper track. I usually lose a lot of track. I'm not able to remember how many times I've refilled. But if we can get maybe a 2-liter container, and you just know that filling that maybe 1.5 times or filling it 2 times, once you go through that, you've had your amount of water for the day. That is an easy way to remember. Okay, I know I might be going a little fast. I'm needing to be time conscious. If you miss anything, please kindly do a little rewind to be able to get it. If there are any questions and contributions on hydration in regards to proper weight management, please use the comment section. I'll be very happy to read from you. I would be very happy to answer questions asked. If I'm not certain of the answer, I promise you I'll do a research on that and come back with an answer, because I do not know everything. Again, I'm a nurse, but I'm also somebody who has had to deal with healthy weight management for myself for a long time. That is why I have this knowledge put together in one place. Now, this is the core of hydration we're going to look on. And I hope my board is visible. So I'm going to explain. I do not have a teacher's ruler, but we're going to use this. Okay, don't mind me, please. So let's explain. Right here, we have the human being. Let's say this is me. This is Nurse Maggie right here, smiling. Okay, and at the top here I have hydration. Right here I have calories ingested. Okay, right here storage, right here metabolism, and up here activities. So I'm going to explain this diagram to us, how hydration helps with weight loss and healthy weight management. First of all, we'll start with calories ingested. Okay, so this is Nurse Maggie right here. I got up in the morning, I ate a healthy breakfast, and I had some calories from it. Let me say I ate fufu in the morning, and I had some calories from this fufu. Okay, now Nurse Maggie has some activities to do. I decided that I'll go out for jogging. I decided that after I finish jogging, I'm supposed to stop at the grocery shop to buy food stuff. After that, I have to come back, maybe do laundry, make meal for my family, and I have to do dishes. So those are the activities I have to do in this day. Okay, now I have calories. I need energy, this energy right here. I need energy to be able to do these activities that I listed up here. Now, for me to be able to use these calories right here, I need this metabolism, which is the converting power. It is the converting power. It is like a catalyst, okay? It is the converting power that will take these calories, turn them into energy for me, usable energy. It will transform these calories into usable energy for me to be able to do this. Okay? Now, if I am properly hydrated, this process is going to be very smooth, and it's going to be fast. Let me say for my breakfast, I had 1,000 calories, okay? If I had 1,000 calories and I drank maybe 1 liter of water, what is going to happen is this 1,000 calories right here is going to be transformed through metabolism into usable energy for me. And I'm able to do all these things that I listed with high energy, singing and dancing and jumping and clapping my hands when I'm doing them. Why? Because I drank enough water to be able to facilitate this process. Okay, what if I did not drink water? I just had my fufu and maybe soup and maybe 1 glass of orange juice, and I got up and left. What will happen? It will happen that the 1,000 calories that I ate in the morning, I needed to transform it into usable energy, but there is not enough hydration, there's not enough fluids. So out of that 1,000, my system would struggle. It would do its best to be able to transform slowly. So instead of it going fast and easy for me to use all of this 1,000 calories, at the end of all of these my activities, maybe I would have used 400 calories. Okay? And I'll be doing it, I'll be feeling tired. I'll be exhausted. Meanwhile, I have calories I'm able to use, but I'm not using them because I am dehydrated. The process is not easy. I hope I'm clear. So now I am tired. I've only used 400 calories. I have a balance of 600 calories. What is going to happen? My body is going to store it in my system. The 600 calories is going to get stored. Guess what? It gets stored as fat. It gets stored as fat. So if you do not want your system to take calories and store them in your body, be properly hydrated with water so that this system, metabolism, is going to be smooth and fast so that you're going to use it during the day and you will not have anything to store over here. Or if there is anything that's left to be stored, maybe it's going to be 100 calories. But if you are properly hydrated, you are not going to be storing energy in the form of fat. Okay? So, I hope it is clear. That's the importance of hydration when it comes to healthy weight management. Then the minor side of it is that most people that are fat, if you have a big stomach, okay, like I usually do have, of the years I worked in the hospital and they used to do scans on patients, abdominal scans for different reasons, you will not believe how much stool is in a fat person's stomach. A lot of stool. You go to the toilet, you think that you've emptied your bowels, you have not. It's a lot of stool because by the time that waste goes through your small intestines and it comes to your big intestine and that looping, it comes like this and it goes to the right up. All these movements, the intestine is very long. It is long. We need water to be able to move that. Sometimes, it even happened to me yesterday. My stomach was like this. Why? Because I was loaded with stool. What did I need to do? Drink a lot of water to be able to flush it out. And it happens to almost all of us that are overweight. First of all, we have to understand that the bowels, the bowels, the intestines, they are compressed under fat. Okay, fat is compressing them, first of all. So they are long, very extensive for stool to go and come out. Then fat is compressing on them. And then to make it worse, there is no water to help them move these bowels. So everything is stiff, everything is tight, and the stool stays there. So sometimes this stomach like this is a lot of stool inside. We need to drink. And as I said, this is how hydration helps with weight loss. At least 3 to 4 liters of water a day for an adult is recommended. Now, if you're during summer and you're exercising, you went out and jogged for 2 hours, you might have to make it 4.5 to 5 to balance that out. So basically, that is hydration when it comes to healthy weight management. Thank you for your time. Please do well to share this video. Do well to subscribe. Do well to recommend, do well to comment. Please let me know how I'm doing or your understanding of what we have discussed. If you have any questions, please, actually, I am waiting for your questions and I'm waiting for your contributions. Thank you and have a wonderful week. Next week, we'll be back with dieting. Diet next week. Thank you so much. By God's grace, see you. Ciao.